let's return to the church. Well, that's very nice of you to try to tell these lost Christians to go back to churches and fill them with faith. But that wasn't actually my point. I wasn't encouraging anyone to go to the church. If that's what's happening, then what did you mean by saying, let's go back to the church? I was talking about the church in the next video, which is an abandoned one. Oh, I see. You mean, let's reincarnate its role as a church and make it active again? No, absolutely not. What I mean is, let's see what these two in the next video are up to by going back to investigate the same church they explored before. Jeez, you guys have no chill over what I say. And the problem is that I sometimes tend to forget that I'm talking to myself when writing these scripts. Big Billy Dell and Small Tiny Ted previously, and it's been some time since that previous visit they made. They encountered shadow figures, chairs moving, and other paranormal activities that I can't mention here. Were these activities so over the top that they were plus 18? Nope, because I have featured that video, but due to the fact that it has been long enough for me to forget what happened, I can't mention the rest of the activities. Today, they decided to trigger these ghosts. But hell, I have no idea. Somehow they thought sitting down and trying to take some pictures in the dark would be enough reason for the spirits to perform some activity, but it actually worked. Aside from the whispering that didn't convince me, they captured an interesting shot of what they claimed to be a portal, but to me, it was more like a big pile of something else. Also, the cameras, for some reason, started glitching at the end, while the battery of the flashlight was drained.
I feel like I should be in the back in case I can see everything.
I want to be up here in the front because I kind of want to be near the hallway so I can hear the hallway.
All right. Lights
How long
out.
do you want to do it for?
However long it takes.
30 seconds, 45 seconds?
I don't know. Just
I
listen.
don't know how long I'll be able to do it for. Alright, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, now I feel like I can hear everything. Say something to us. Make us aware that you're here. For all we know, you're not even here. We're going to leave soon. If it seems like you're not here, then I guess you moved on, and we'll just leave. So if you don't want us to leave, better tell me something.
I'm not sure if it's just the church creaking or if that is something moving.
No, dude,
But there's always something moving every time we come in here and start talking.
but something to my right over here was scratching. It sounded like something was scratching the wood over here. And I know,
Beside you?
yeah, I know it's going to be on here.
I'm going to try to get a couple of pictures while it's pitch black like this.
My camera just flashed like something went in front of it, I think.
What went in front of it?
I don't know, maybe a bug.
I'm taking pictures. It's beside you.
What?
It's beside you.
Huh? What are you talking about?
To the right. It's in
What?
the picture. It's in the picture. It's to the right there.
Huh?
Right there.
Over here? Over here?
Where you heard it.
Are you serious, dude? What are you talking about?
Yes.
What do you see in the picture?
Okay, I'll show
What are
you.
you talking about, dude?
I'll show you.
Shouldn't you just tripping?
No.
Look. Like, you got actual evidence of that on a camera of something just in and out, boop, boop.
What is it though?
I don't know.
The other pictures, it was nothing like that.
No, it was almost like a humanoid shape or something. That was just like, I don't know. Y'all let us know what that is. Like, what is that, like a portal or something? Is that like a black hole forming? Like, what is that supposed to be? Not really much anything happening here. We've been sitting over here in the back for like another, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes. What's happening?
It was perfect timing too. Yeah. Give me the flashlight.
What?
The thing died. The battery.
The light finally died?
That's how long we've been in here.
Yep.
I'm keeping that in.
I don't know why, but Dell in the picture looked to me more like a huge loaf of bread than anything else. And yes, that's all I have to add here. Have you ever heard the quote that I just made up a moment ago that says, "Never take the elevator"? Of course, this might be remembered after 100 years, because when people watch the next video, they will appreciate what I just said right here, but I will be long gone, and she will be crying that she didn't take advantage when I was alive. The video takes place in Spain, where a group of teens decided to take the elevator when they stayed in a hotel. These folks were on a trip. Now, I'm not sure what hotel they stayed in, but it must be one with a long heritage, because what they encountered was nothing short of paranormal. It was so creepy that I didn't even notice it the first time. And one viewer who watched the original video of these guys pointed it out to them. There was a small shadow figure the size of a shrimp with them in the elevator. It appeared for a brief moment, but it was so clear. Now, before you crack down, let me explain a bit of context. They wanted to go to the 16th floor, which many people reported that the elevator for some reason glitches when you tell it to go there and doesn't respond. The floor itself is under construction, but after that incident where they encountered the shadow figure, they decided to try again on a different day, plus under different circumstances this time around. As you heard in the past couple of weeks, there was an electricity outage in Spain, and it did obviously affect the hotel in that they had to use the backup power generator. But these guys chose that time to take the elevator, and they got trapped, even though there was electricity. To make matters worse, the lights began flickering. And if that wasn't scary enough, when it finally began working, it took them to floor 16.
There you go.
I got you. Oh. Oh, he's cooking something.
What are you doing?
Yep. Yep.
I gotta pee.
Oh, you gotta pee.
It's making my bladder.
It's making his bladder.
I gotta pee.
You gotta pee.
I feel like a rapper. Shut go. I gotta pee.
Oh, yeah.
I'm holding my bladder.
Yep.
I gotta pee. I don't know what else is going on. I gotta pee. It's making me mad. Go on like so. In your
I gotta pee. I'm
anger like Bowser.
Guys, this is probably the worst thing anyone's ever done.
I gotta pee. I don't know what else is going on.
Yo, so this elevator is acting mad weird. We started a few floors up, and
Yo. Did we stop? Are we?
all right, so the power is out. The backup, yeah, there you go. The backup generator's been coming on and off. We've been having the time of our lives. And yeah, we're like cooking a life. We're happy.
Yeah.
We've made a life in here. When scientists find our bodies 100 years from now, they will see 3 happy men.
3 hot happy men.
Uh,
No. Chimichanga.
Chimichanga. Like a hot pocket. We're moving.
Fine. Thank you.
Where are we
Oh,
going?
wait. Stop.
No. No.
That's the same one as before.
No.
All right. Oh, no, look, it worked.
No.
What is... Alright, so it's been doing this for a minute. and there's nothing out there.
Are we too heavy?
You're too heavy.
Oh yeah, Sergio, ascensor. Man, you need to hit that gym.
Mr. Dad, 1888 kilogram.
What's going on?
You wanna
Yeah.
figure it out?
Yeah.
Alright, no, that did something,
No.
Dude, Amarona? I don't know.
La Llorona.
What is going on?
Are we too heavy? Is there someone there? What the?
I mean, if I were an elevator, I would have done the same to these guys. Nothing personal, fellas, but when you act too childish, I would be triggered and might act childish too in my own response. The next video is stacked with paranormal activities. It had so many scary moments that I could barely find areas in the video where an activity didn't occur. What kind of places are man investigating in which he has encountered so much? It's a nightclub, an abandoned nightclub. Nah man, I meant that it's like a nightclub for the jinn. Every time Roberto turns his head around, something moves. Of course something had to move in order for him to turn around. His bones, his muscles, his phone, and so on. Are you getting smarter as the list goes on? I meant that some objects in the place moves by themselves. But why? Because that's what the jinn wants. Why are you asking such a stupid question? How am I supposed to know why the ghosts would be active in an abandoned place? Do you think I follow them on social media or something? No, I meant, why is this place so active? Well, even though the question is still stupid, we have a very short background story about this house that might just link some of these missing junctions. This house used to belong to some heavy-level drug dealers, but one day a raid took place and bullets were going in every direction, even some directions that scientists haven't found about yet. Many of the people who were there lost their lives due to this invasion, and it seems as if the place was left abandoned after the incident. But what does that have to do with the jinn haunting the place? Just think about it. Drugs, music, chicks all around, and people losing their lives there. At least some demons thought it would be perfect to stay in this area. The activities Roberto had to witness include a ball rolling all around the floor, a pipe falling off the table, a skateboard flipping around, the toilet seat opening and closing, some dark faint voices, a towel falling, a bottle rolling, light door knocks, and more. I felt like I was reading the grocery list.
Buenas noches. ¿Hay alguien? Buenas. Se movió esto, amigos, ¿eh? ¿Hay alguien aquí? Buenas noches. Me da miedo, amigos, que haya personas. ¿Hay alguien? Buenas. Se movió el bote. Si hay alguien aquí, queremos que te manifiestes. Queremos que te manifiestes, queremos que estés con nosotros. Uy. Bien, amigos. ¿Hay alguien aquí? ¿Quién está aquí con nosotros? Uy. ¿Qué es esto? Es esto. Es arriba. ¿Hay alguien? Está lleno de impactos de bala. Uy. ¿Hay alguien? Vamos a poner el Spirit Box, amigos, donde haya más manifestaciones. Vamos a poner el Spirit Box. ¿Hay alguien aquí? Uy. ¡Oh, tu madre! Oigan. Miren. Fue esa pelota, amigos, fue esa pelota se movió. Esa pelota se movió. ¿Hay alguien aquí? Esa pelota se acaba de mover. Manifiéstate. ¿Alguien está hablando, amigos? Uy, ¿alguien está hablando? Uy, yo vi lo que venía, se vi lo que venía. ¿Quién eres? ¿Quién eres? Dame una señal, dime en qué parte estás. Uy. Uy. Es arriba, amigos, es arriba. Es arriba. ¿Estás aquí? Buenas noches. La pelota esa se movió. Uy. ¿Estás aquí arriba? Bien. Mire que se movió esa pelota. Uy. Esa es la parte de arriba, amigos. Esa es la parte de arriba. Vean, amigos, aquí hay más impactos de bala. Buenas noches. Uy. ¿Hay alguien? Buenas. Amigos, ¿alguien aventó eso? ¿Alguien acaba de aventar eso? Eso de ahí, amigos. Eso de ahí acaban de aventar. Bien. Buenas noches. Se sigue moviendo. Buenas. ¿Hay alguien aquí? Uy. Buenas noches. ¿Vive alguien? Uy. ¿Quién eres? Quiero que te manifiestes. Uy. ¿Qué fue eso? Esto se movió, amigos. Queremos verte. Quiero que te manifiestes. Uy. Le pegaron a la puerta. Uy. ¿Escuchan? Como que viene alguien, amigos. Uy, es eso. Amigos, algo está pasando. Miren. Uy. ¿Hay alguien adentro? ¿Qué hay? Uy. ¡Ay, Dios! ¡Ay, no! ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Hay alguien? Algo tiene adentro. ¿Estás aquí conmigo? Uy. ¿En qué parte estás? No mames. Perdón por la grosería, amigos. Vieron el carro. ¿Dónde estás? No manchen, amigos. No manchen. Uy. Alguien corrió. ¿Hay alguien? ¿Cómo que aquí vive gente, amigos? Uy. Buenas noches. Alguien está hablando, amigos. ¿Hay alguien aquí adentro? Alguien me está hablando. ¿Hay alguien aquí? Buenas noches. Uy, uy. ¿Quién eres? Uy. Uy, uy. Aquí es adentro, amigos. Aquí es adentro. ¿Hay alguien ahí? ¿Dónde estás? Uy, uy, no mames, no mames, no mames, no mames. ¿Dónde estás? Uy, escucharon, escucharon. Se escucha que está subiendo las escaleras, amigos. ¿Viene alguien? ¿Hay alguien aquí? ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué fue eso, amigos? ¿Vieron eso? ¿Vieron eso? ¿Lo vieron? ¿Lo vieron? Alguien lo jaló. Alguien lo acabó de jalar. Manifiéstate si estás aquí. No es cierto, güey. No es cierto. ¿Quién es? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Quién eres? Uy. Me duele la espalda, amigos. Me duele la espalda. Se los juro que me duele la espalda. Uy. ¿Viene alguien? El tráiler, amigos. El tráiler se acaba de mover. ¿Hay alguien aquí? Miren, lo voltearon, lo voltearon. Aquí estamos impactos de bala, miren.
I was only able to cut 50% of the investigation. I couldn't do much more. As I said, almost every time he says something, some event has to take place. I don't even know how he maintained his composure. And why were the walls burned? If you thought mocking a paranormal activity would prevent it from occurring, because you think bullying a ghost would effectively affect his mental health, causing him to break down and take a step back from the nonsense he is creating, then you misunderstood the psychology behind the behavior of ghosts and jinn. They tend to perform activities that scare us because they don't want us around, even if it takes a lot of effort from them. So we have a group of people in the next video who thought making fun of a ghost and trying to act tough and funny around him would embarrass him to an extent where he would find himself in a situation where he should quit. Little did they know old Uncle Me had other thoughts, that he knows how these freaks think in these situations. As if I had anything to do with the video. The boys seem to be in a house, but I see some devices that are used to record music and such. So maybe, or most likely, it's a music studio. And that's one thing by itself that has a negative effect in the long run. Because the devil is known for his admiration for those musical people, since he loves the sounds of musical instruments. So, my theory is that the fact that the place is a music studio is the reason why there are ghosts lingering around. Anyways, the activity is taking place in one of the closet drawers. As the drawer itself doesn't stay still, it keeps on opening and closing, even pushing to a point where it's out of its place. And so do the cabinet doors. They were seen swinging.
Anteriormente. Parte 2.
Estamos con los hermanos a la iglesia. Cierren el nombre de Jesús, que sea el ordeno que cierre.
¡Háblale! ¡Ciérrale!
¿No estás enojado, va?
¿Estás enojado?
Like y comenta para la parte 3.
No, mira. ¿Por qué estás enojado?
No mames, espérate. Déjame echar todo eso, no manches.
No, perdón. A ver, toca el trombón.
No mames. Tienes mucha fantasía.
No mames, güey, no hay nada, güey. Pensé que era tu carnal, güey. A ver, ábrele. Mira. Güey, qué rollo, güey. Me pasas este video, güey. Ay, cálmate. Güey, qué pedo, güey.
Like y comenta para la parte 4.
Ciérrale. Ábrele. Bájale, ciérrale. Ya no puedo cerrarle, ya no lo pudiste cerrar. Ciérrale. Ciérrale. Ey, ciérrale. ¿Qué onda, güey, con él? Uy, se rió, güey. Ábrele abajo. Ciérrale. Ya se le atoró la mano. Mira. A ver, chécale abajo si no hay nadie. A ver, ábrelas de abajo. Déjalo que le abre, ábrelas de abajo. Ey, ábrele. Ciérrale.
Dile que abra las de abajo.
Ábrelas de abajo. Puedes abrir las puertas. Mira. Ey, ¿estás bien?
Parte 5, aquí estamos serios. Aquí se ve la pared que decían que alguien de atrás lo empujaba.
No, yo tengo miedo. ¿Viste? Ábrele. Ciérrale. Ábrele. Ciérrale.
Ando buscando quien tiene la parte 6 porque aquí se apagó mi
Ábrelas
celular.
de abajo.
The activity in the video isn't that much over the top type of paranormal, but that doesn't mean it's clearly legitimate, nor does it mean that it was staged. The reactions seem genuine, and there isn't enough space for a grown dude to be hiding inside that closet as it seems. I'm just as confused as you will be in a moment. I have no idea what I experienced in the next video, but luckily for you, I will explain it to you in a way so easy to understand you will feel like a little child. Just be sure to never take things from strangers after listening to this intro. So, we have an ordinary investigation in a haunted, abandoned location. So far, you're making progress. The video features Mashari Faruqi, who decided to investigate the place due to the backstory it presents. The place is a small house with one room, but it was never finished constructing and was left abandoned years ago. But why is that? Well, the guard of this place was said to have passed away while serving his job on a chair. They said either he passed away due to natural causes or some person took him down. But whether it was option 1 or option 2, one thing we know for sure is that he passed away on a chair that became infamous and was left in that house. And because people are so lazy nowadays, instead of taking that chair so far away from the house and cleansing the place so they could finish the construction and live happily ever after, they decided to keep the chair, which they claim to be the source of the ghosts haunting the venue. Regardless, that's their decision. But what about the next investigation? Well, it began with our guy interviewing a man who told them the story and was there as their guide. The innocent man took it heavy later on his head. The atmosphere seemed to have been too heavy for him due to the haunting of the house, so he got dizzy and lost his consciousness. That even when he woke up, he was so scared that he fell back down again. Inside the house, the door was rattling, but the one part that was so scary it was confusing is the man they found inside the house lying on his back.
क्या होता है यहाँ पे एक तो काफी नीची जगह है, बहुत ध्यान रखना ली आओ, ठीक है, डरना नहीं आज, ठीक है, ओके, आओ जो बिस्मिल्लाह, बिस्मिल्लाह रहमान, आओ साथ साथ आओ, कुछ नहीं होता, आप आई भाई साथ साथ देखते हैं, अली कैमरा तुम्हें बेंड करना पड़ेगा थोड़ा, हाँ बिस्मिल्लाह रहमान, अल्लाह EMF मैंने नाज़िल ऑन कर ली है, ओह माय गॉड, या अल्लाह खैर, अल्लाह अकबर, अल्लाह अकबर, ये अंदर आते ही भाई ये हैं एक सेकंड इधर आओ ओहो इधर आओ अली 2 मिनट बाहर आए बाहर आओ अल्लाह अकबर अली
जी सर
अली
जी
अस्तगफार
ओ भाई
कोई है ऊपर अली
जी सर
अली
जी
कोई कुर्सी पे बैठा हुआ है अल्लाह अकबर एक सेकंड अल्लाह अकबर भाईजान अली इसको उठाओ यार इधर कौन है अस्तगफिरुल्लाह अल्लाह अकबर कुर्सी पे कोई है ब्लर हो रहा है कैमरा नाज़िर कौन है अल्लाह अकबर नाज़िर वो लाश सामने नजर आ रही है नाइट विजन पे दिस इज अनबिलीवेबल उस कुर्सी पे हम यहां से जा रहे हैं अंदर वो मखलूक वो लाश नजर आई है जो भी मखलूक यहाँ पे है इसको छोड़ दें हम जा रहे हैं यहाँ से भाई उठे उठ जाओ शाबाश कुछ भी नहीं हुआ कुछ भी नहीं हुआ मेरा भाई कुछ भी नहीं हुआ फिर आप अपनी मंजिल की तरफ चले जाएं बिल्कुल लेट जाएं
Yes, fellas, that man they found inside the house was not supposed to be there and wasn't there when they began the investigation. So either he is indeed a jinn shape-shifting apparition, or it's just an old man trying to be funny. I'm not so sure if this is the same video or not because it has been a long time, but I have a feeling as if I have featured this one before, but not the full version of it. Regardless of whether it's the same or not, we are here for some fresh meat. I mean, some freakishly scary investigation videos. It sounds very exciting so far. Let's take the hype down a little. We have 2 guys trying to get inside this abandoned building. It's a lunatic asylum, according to the video title, but obviously the windows are all locked, as are the doors. As they were looking from the outside, trying to see what was inside, they heard some weird, faint voices. It wasn't clear what they sounded like or where they were coming from, but it was suspicious nonetheless. After some walking around, looking for a way to get in, they finally found an open gate. But before they stepped in, they had to make sure their diapers were set up and ready to be used if the situation required it. Not because they were expecting to be scared to the point where they do number 1 and 2 inside their pants, but due to some medical condition they have. Don't mock others. And before their lives flashed before their eyes, some weird, scary face was barely visible to us, but they were able to see it and capture it on camera. It was lurking on them, which sent them running as if they had never used their legs before. But which one did they end up doing? Number 1 or 2? Based on the way they scurried, it's most likely both.
Was da ist es?
Da war schon ewig niemand drin.
Meinst du? Ist Tor zugeschweißt? Komm ich nicht durch?
Kann sie überhaupt rein?
Überhaupt nicht. Ja, das ist zu.
Diese schwarze Haube.
Sag mal.
Das ist ein Zufall.
Vielleicht haben die entwachend. Weißt du? Ist alles abgeschlossen. Da kann ich nicht rein. Kannst vergessen.
Das ist doch ein Wachhund. Echt. Da oben haben wir ein Seil dabei. Guck mal, die Tür steht auf. Da. Oh, was? Soll ich lieber abhauen? Ein komisches Gefühl die ganze Zeit. Vielleicht nächstes Mal wieder.
Ja, Mann, lass es gehen. Mann. Trau dich.
Dann wird es stimmen.
Es ist so dunkel, ich sehe nichts.
Sicher.
Ich sehe nichts, es ist dunkel. Was ist das? Es ist so dunkel, ich sehe nichts.
Sicher.
Es ist so dunkel. Was ist das?
I know it was so hard to see the face, but if you just squirted your eyes hard enough, with a bit of faith and belief, you might be able to see. And from what I was able to see, it's truly terrifying and something to run away from. As someone who had a pet in the past, I totally relate to the next video because I know how it feels to be with an animal you treat like your little kid for years, and you get so attached to him, and then all of a sudden, he is gone. A family from California had a security camera installed in the living room when it captured a moment that might be scary, but also touching. The family itself is a family that cares so much for animals, and they already own a dog. But the dog they once owned has passed away. That dog was named Maxie, and unfortunately, Maxie maxed out. In other words, he passed away. In the next video, while the man was sitting behind his desk, he heard a bark. The problem was their dog was sitting on the couch right behind the man, and he was sleeping, while no other dog near them in the hood was there. The bark was so identical to the one of Maxie that it was a creepy moment, because he is no longer there. That was more like a message to them that he somehow still lingers around. I also, from time to time, have my past cat visiting me in my dreams. I wasn't there for him when he was in his last moments because I was on a trip, but at least my mother was there for him. Do you know what happened back in 1843? And how would you know? You have been wasting your time all these long years on social media. Are you being real now? We get that you're stupid, but this is beyond the regular level of stupidity. Do you think so? I appreciate that, and I try my best. Back at that time, the Oakland Cemetery in Iowa City began serving as the main burial ground for the residents of that same city. How dark. And it gets even darker once you know the truth about the Black Angel Memorial Service that this cemetery is very well known for. Let me guess, it was built to memorize all these black innocent people who lost their lives back in the dark times in the US. Your imagination is pretty colorful, I give you that, but it's completely off point. You don't say. Are you surprised yet? Let me give you an even higher voltage of shock. This Black Angel was originally colored gold, and then it was replaced by an exact replica by so-called thieves because they wanted this very precious golden treasure. Isn't that the completion of your story? Yes, if it was some stupid sketch on the internet, but the original color actually faded off with time until it turned completely black. People said this was the result of all the people who lost their lives after making direct contact with this thing, as they believe this statue, which was built as a memorial to Nicholas Feldevert, is cursed. Some people have different claims about this statue and its history. Some have said that if you make contact with it, a light will eventually cost you your life, and some have said it was seen moving and flying around. And I said the order should have been here 20 minutes ago, but it's been 2 hours already. Just because I live in a different state doesn't mean they couldn't make it on time. The Midwest Ghost Hunter is here to find the truth, and in doing so, he caught some very interesting and scary activities, from disembodied voices and whispers to the handles of one of the mausoleum gates moving on its own. He caught some weird light blobs, and while taking pictures of the angel statue, his true photography skills didn't disappoint.
Let's see if anyone's over here. Off in the distance, I heard what sounded like a man's voice talking out loud. Is there anybody over here? Okay, either I'm going crazy or those were footsteps. Gotta be careful what I ask. That'd be terrifying. What in the world was that noise? That was eerie. Oh my god. I think I know where that's coming from now. I feel like it came from this mausoleum. Could you make that sound again? I decided to leave a camera recording the door, and thank God I did. Okay. Okay, that was weird. Later in the night, I started noticing these strange white glows appearing in the corner of my vision. In this particular shot, you can see a glow manifesting near one of the graves. I think I got one. Hello? Anyone there? You can tell that door hasn't been touched in ages. I got cobwebs all over my hand. No way! It just knocked back. Shoot, I'm gonna try knocking again. Anyone home? Holy crap. There's definitely something moving around in there. I want to listen. Could you say something? Alright, I'm gonna back up a little bit. If there's a ghost in this mausoleum, could you knock on that door again? No way. Holy shit. Okay, either I'm going crazy or I just saw someone sitting on that tombstone over there. Is there somebody over there sitting on that tombstone? See that red light? That is a microphone. It'll record your voice. Do you have any message? Any words of wisdom? Oh man, I don't know if my eyes were tripping out, but I think I was just kind of staring at her face too long, but it looked like she was looking right at me. What happens to me now? Whoa, she looked really messed up in that photo. What the heck was with that? Why does she look like that? Okay, that was weird. Okay, it's taking the pictures fine now. She is different. She creeps me the f*** out. Okay. What the hell? Oh. Okay. What the?
The shaky photos are not enough evidence of the claims people had. I mean, these people got to the point where they said it was flying around. Even I wouldn't dare tell stories as such. And how about the part where he wanted to take advice from an expired priest? You couldn't find someone a little more alive. If I were a ghost and I wanted to make my presence as appealing as possible, I would take advantage of anything around me to prove my existence in the property. This takes me to the next case, which features Olivia, a lady you might not know but one you might remember. Remember, like in the future, not now. The lady lives in an apartment with her boyfriend, who looks a little younger than me. The lady has expressed that she has been feeling oddly weird as of late, and instead of checking the doctor and booking an appointment, she decided to stay calm and wait until the house became haunted. Then that would explain her feelings. That problem started when she noticed that her cat's behavior had shifted recently, and the cat began acting scared of something no one could explain. But the fear escalated when a door began swinging on its own, which Olivia believed had nothing to do with ghosts and must have some scientific explanation. But that was her initial reaction to the activity, and I know what you're thinking. Wasn't that enough evidence to prove that her house was haunted? Yeah, and even the ghost was pissed off that Olivia didn't believe they existed, so they decided it was time to bring up the big buns. So, in one occurrence, while Olivia was heading back home with her boyfriend, it was late at night, but she noticed that something odd was appearing in her apartment from the window, what seems to be a figure moving around. And when she rushed back to the house, she found nothing except for the blanket she had hanging on the door fallen on the ground. At that moment, the lady realized she was actually dealing with ghosts and her house was, in fact, haunted, and the ghost was finally acknowledged, not only by her but also by his fellow ghost who didn't believe he could make it big one day. The paranormal activity from that point became more apparent. Unexplained scratches on the walls, objects falling by themselves, and creepy movements of fabrics.
Can anyone tell me what this is? Looks like handprints, almost like scraping down our wall. That's the creepiest I've ever seen. Someone tell me what this is. Wait! There's legit no one in here, dude. No one is in here. We're about to go in. Taco.
Dude, the blanket isn't on the door anymore.
Don't mind our house, but the blanket is on the floor. You guys, if you guys saw my last video, it was hung up right there. What the?
Dude, the tack in a pile. Like, I could see them, like, just falling off the wall, but, like, I had
How are they, like, all in a pile like that? What? This is, like, a poltergeist or something. I don't know, like... And he's been here all day alone.
When I saw the entrance of that building, I was like, what kind of house does this lady live in that has such a long hallway? But then I remembered that it was an apartment building. I don't think that anyone who owns an ancient property should live in it. And let me explain why. If this venue you own happens to be more than 100 years old, then we might be in a bit of trouble. Like, just imagine how many things this place has gone through over this long period of time. You don't know if witchcraft has taken place there or not. Maybe there could be some people who got buried under its ground. Maybe the place is haunted. And that brings me to the next video, where we have a lady who has an Airbnb house that dates all the way back to the 1700s. You heard that right. If this place isn't haunted somehow, then I know nothing. Lucky for me, it appears I know some stuff, and the place is haunted. The house contains a disappointment room in the attic, a term historically used for a hidden room where children with disabilities or other disappointments were kept, which further enhances the eerie vibe. It's a colonial house, and if that wasn't enough evidence for both you and me that the place is haunted, then hear this one out, which comes from one of the visitors who booked the house for 5 nights but couldn't complete the whole 5 nights due to the noises they kept hearing from the attic. The owner had enough of these reports and decided to stay herself in there for a whole week, just to make sure these claims are in fact genuine. She also installed some security cameras that detect motion. Nevertheless, it didn't take long for her to discover that the place was filled with eerie vibes. The ghost woke her up one night with heavy footsteps and noises peculiarly coming from upstairs. When she left her bedroom, there was a string swinging on its own. I think that string was used to turn the light on. In the attic itself, the door was squeaking, moving slightly and slowly. It was later discovered that the security cameras were sending notifications for movement when there was clearly no one.
Well, that is enough of that. And this whole time I'm getting ring notifications that there is motion in my attic. And mind you, we moved the camera to this small room off of the attic. So like the timing right now is a little crazy. Thomas! So it is just about 9 o'clock at night. I am preparing for my second night in our Airbnb to see if I hear any of the noises that our guests have mentioned. I am setting the stage and preparing some things for the night. I do have a flashlight. Okay. I don't bring a flashlight up here a lot. Oh God. Because I'm always using the flash on my camera and it just feels good enough in the moment, but I understand that not everybody agrees with that. Everything's been scaring me up here lately. It's all going to my head. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is put the chain back underneath. Right there. And then I have to find something to prop this door open with so that way the Ring camera has a straight shot. And why did my flashlight just turn off? That's perfect. And I am just going to use this random water bottle. That was an extra slow and creaky close this time. All right, let's do it.
Who would even dare to book such a house as Airbnb? Like, it's 300 years old, if not even older. This house has seen so much through the years. It's truly a precious treasure to have, but it could act more like a historical museum house than a place to spend a couple of nights in. I wouldn't risk myself to stay there alone. Just imagine what kind of nightmares would be awaiting me there. I don't know why, but when I watched some of Josh's videos on another channel, I was like, why do I feel like I have seen this man before? Why do I feel like I have featured him some time ago? And why does my stomach hurt so much? But then I found the answers to all my ridiculous questions that no one cares about. My stomach was hurting because I ate noodles with too much spice, and then I proceeded to eat more later that day. But when it comes to Josh, it all makes sense. It hasn't been 2 months yet since I last featured him, but now he is back at it yet again with some scary paranormal videos, or so-called paranormal, to spook us all. At least spook those with faint hearts. How obviously scripted. Of course, that's why it's called a script, you dummy. So, what do we have here? We have an M9 and a Mac-10. Oh, you meant Josh's account? Well, one day, and this time I'm talking about his case for real, so pay attention. One day, as he was sitting like a normal human in his house, for some reason he decided to take a look around the place and record himself while doing so. Not to anyone's surprise, the cross on the wall was crossed upside down. But what does that even mean? It means that you are full of fat. It means the cross on the wall went from Christian mode to satanic mode. The other night, his cat was meowing at something in the basement, and it turned out it was a figure lurking in there. You see that same basement room? How can you see it? I haven't shown it to you yet. Josh caught another figure lurking in the dark in there. In the kitchen, knives can be seen out of place. These spirits have no safety rules. How about that one night? No, wait, that was my nightstand. Then how about the clip when he was trying to sleep when he noticed the doll on the shelf was moving? Why do they have to bring figures into the conversation all the time? A quick tip for all the creators out there who make these videos: never try to impress the fans with demonic-looking figures. It just takes off the credibility. I want you to listen to the next part without any bias. Raphael Ferper returns to the mansion he once investigated. Wait, I must have forgotten something. Yeah, the part where he came to this mansion previously with his wife and they filmed together. So, before things take a more inappropriate direction, let me clarify. They came to film the investigation. Though I don't know what happened with them in that investigation, I can tell you Raphael might become a father soon. So, in this investigation, Raphael decided he had enough of his wife, and it's time to bring his bro instead. So he did, and his friend just accepted it. The deal was simple. They get in, use their ghost detecting equipment, and if things go south, they go north. They began the investigation. It didn't take long before they began hearing some inexplicable sounds echoing through the place, but they couldn't find any possible source for it. They kind of split up but couldn't resist the urge to stay together. I feel like I'm describing a love story. Basically, they used the EMF detector and a weird, creepy-looking doll to detect an evil energy or a ghost. The energy these devices were able to pick up was some really intense energy, but the creepiest part is yet to come. As they were trying to get more signals, behind the glass of the window, a hand appeared to slap onto the window. Though the guy rushed to see who was playing tricks on them, he found no one. Outside, an old grill was found dancing and moving on its own, and they also found animal bones beside it, indicating that some rituals might have taken place in there. What really caught my attention was a creepy paranormal scene where a glass bottle started swinging on its own before swiping itself through the floor. The ending is something else, but I won't spoil it so you can get the goosebumps.
Vamos tomar cuidado aqui, se alguém entrar aqui a gente tá lascado. Tá escutando uma voz?
Era pra ter usado em casa, né, cara?
Esse é o barro.
foi
isso? O que foi isso, tio?
Uma coisa caiu, cara. Escutei, tomei um cagaço.
Foi isso? O que foi isso, tio?
Caiu todo. Ele tomei um cagaço. Tá pegando alguma frequência aqui, calma aí. Galera, escutei algum tipo de frequência no meu radinho. Se tiver que dar um sinal pra gente, a gente escutou um barulho aqui nesse radinho. Tá prela.
O que foi isso, tio?
Uma coisa mexeu aqui, cara. Só que acho que balançou.
Isso aqui?
Eita. Tem alguma energia aqui, ó, bem perto dela.
Tem alguém aqui?
Cara, tá muito perto da boneca.
Você fez uma boneca bem cabreira também, né, tio? Eita.
Olha isso lá fora.
Eita. Tá desgraio.
Gabriel, você viu aquilo lá fora? Foi uma Galera, alguma coisa bateu aqui, cara. Aquilo lá fora?
Porra, velho. Vai pra um lado que eu vou pelo outro. Viu alguém aí? Ô Ferpa, viu alguém aí? Eita porra, olha ali. Mexeu a churrasqueira. Mexeu? É. Olha lá, olha lá, olha lá.
Olha lá, tá mexendo. Caramba, Kainan.
Eita tio, olha isso aqui.
É o osso, né?
É. Foi eu.
O que foi? Mexeu?
Ó.
Sério?
Sério.
Tá prela, mano. Você caiu, deu uma bicuda na garrafa, velho. O que aconteceu?
A garrafa mexeu, tio. Arrastou de lá pra cá, assim, eu dei uma...
Você não tem medo não, filho?
Tem medo. Mexeu a garrafa ali. Mexeu, ó. Sério. Caralho. Arrastou de lá pra cá, assim, eu dei uma tapa.
Tem medo não?
Tenho, mas que tem medo, né?
Galera, já vou pra lá, mano.
Vamos lá, não.
Já pulei.
Fumaça, galera. Isso aí. Caraca, me brilhou tudo.
Foi, mano. Tá frio, mano.
E vamos voltar.
I know you got some goosebumps towards the end, just like I said in the intro, though I'm not sure if you got them due to how creepy the apparition was or due to how cringy it was done. Leo and his haunted kitchen. Yeah, his whole house might be haunted, but the way I see it, the problems are all heavily based in the kitchen. Let me explain. Why should I even explain? I don't even have an explanation. Then what was I going to say? I have no idea. Leo is going all into the darkness of his kitchen, trying to reach out to the world of green screen people. I mean, to the world of ghostly figures, where all demonic forces hide to prevent people from seeing them while also trying to make their presence noticed. What kind of characteristics are these? You don't want to be seen, but you also want people to pay attention by frightening them. That's what I call duality. Anyways, as Leo was going into this freaking world of ghosts that heavily haunts his kitchen, the cabinets were doing their shenanigans, opening and closing, while the knives were trying to jump out of the drawer, a frightening glitch. I mean, a frightful ghostly face can be seen appearing out of nowhere. And if you thought these paranormal activities only took place at night, then think again if you ever used your brain to think. Because at daytime, these ghosts don't take breaks. They have hired some for the day shift to open the refrigerator and cabinets. Did I mention the garbage can? No, I wasn't talking about someone. I meant the real garbage can. In Leo's kitchen, the spirits didn't waste a chance to throw it. While also messing with the lights, the electric bill is going to reach the sky.
Mais dia normal na casa assombrada. Deixei a câmera gravando na cozinha, e vejo o que aconteceu. Está cada dia pior. Aconteceu uma atividade paranormal na minha cozinha e parecia que tinha algum tipo de entidade no canto da parede me observando.
Abrindo, alguma coisa assim. Bom, como vocês podem ver, minha mãe já tá dormindo, trancada ali.
Dessa vez eu fechei a janela. Muito estranho, gente. Aí. Isso aqui, gente, não é a primeira vez que acontece, não. Tá vendo ali? Deus, que arrepio que me dá. Olha isso aqui. Tá vendo? E fecha devagarzinho, cara. Ai, que medo que dá. Não tem nada. Olha isso. Que isso? Fez um barulho ali. Que barulho foi esse? Não tô com coragem de ir lá olhar, não. Ai, caramba.
I don't know if that was supposed to be a ghostly appearance beside the garbage can, or if it was a glitch of some sort. And when I say some sort, I mean some invisible dude, if you know what I'm saying. You might be wondering, why does it seem as if I'm stuttering in the title of the next clip? Like, usually, that would happen if I'm feeling uncomfortable or scared. So what did I see in the next investigation that was so terrifying that it led to this title being written the way it is? Well, I think you're giving it too much attention, and I only wrote it this way because Tim stuttered when he was about to say the door, so it's only for fun. Are you mocking us or something? We are here to be terrified, not to have some fun with goofballs like you. Thanks for your honest and harsh opinions. Now let's talk about Tim, whom you should have asked me about but never did. Tim Wood, owner of a YouTube channel, led an investigation with psychic artist Kristen Manning and paranormal researcher Kieran Davison. These guys plus John all decided to take a deep look at the Whispers estate in Mitchell, Indiana, which is shrouded in a dark history of tragedy and paranormal activity. Once home to a doctor and his family, the estate witnessed numerous passings, including a young girl who perished in a fire caused by a Christmas tree. And that's why, my friends, you should never bring these things home. Continuing, reports of hauntings abound, with sightings of a malevolent entity known as Big Black who scratches and harms visitors. Wait, isn't it offensive to call an entity by such names? Even if they are evil, harmful, ghosts, or whatever, you should not judge people based on their actions alone. Okay, first of all, I was never the one who gave him that nickname. Second of all, you're talking about him as if he were a real creature of some sort. That mofo is a freaking jinn entity at this point, and if you're not going to justify him based on his actions, then what is the metric you will be using? Anyway, during the investigation, these guys tried different methods to provoke the devil out of this place, and so they received. They heard the sounds of doors opening, and one even tried to handshake the spirit as if he were handshaking the president. They got some of the EVP's responses, and Tim was even scratched. But it all went dark when they tried what they call God's Helmet, which is a device to enhance paranormal experiences. John was half possessed, while Tim was behaving awkwardly. Even when Kristen was trying to calm him down, he treated her like an ex-wife.
Did you guys hear the feel the floor shake?
Yes, I did.
Was that just...
I don't know if it...
Whoa. Whoa. Oh, wait, the door. There was a door.
What?
The door just moved. Do you want us to get out of this room?
Or do you want to come into the room?
Come on, I'm offering you my hand. Let's make a deal.
You reach out and shake my hand. Come on, I'm offering you my hand. Let's make a deal.
Okay! What did it say? Oh my god, no way!
You reach out and shake my hand. Come on, I'm offering you my hand. Let's make a deal.
Okay.
You make this door move? Can you knock on it or something? Make that bell move? If you're so strong? It's moving, dude. I swear to God. Look. Are you filming it? Is it moving? It was just spinning, I swear to God.
It's moving.
You got it? It was spinning. Slowly. Can you make it spin? Is it moving still? Are you strong enough to make it spin more? Make it a little bit more noticeable.
We're going to be doing an experiment up there, and it's kind of a hybrid kind of experiment. The experiment I'm going to be conducting is I'm going to be doing a God's...
These are boxes just turned on.
Wow, that just turned on by itself.
Tim decided to begin experimenting with a device called the God's Helmet. This device pumps the brain with electromagnetic frequencies and specific data to enhance the brain's perception and potentially open the subject to a paranormal experience. During the session, Tim began to remove the gear from his head, saying that he wanted to stop. When we asked about his experience, he told us that in his mind, he had traveled through the entire house using the mirrors in each room as doorways. John then decided to try out the God's Helmet experiment. We rigged him up and left him alone in the nightmare room.
Demons.
John most definitely felt the effect of the God's Helmet. In fact, he has never acted this way during any of our investigations. He stated later that he felt as if something had completely taken over his body and was making him smile.
You look crazy, John.
Chill out for one more minute so we can finish this real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Guys, John's acting drunk.
Close it. No. We're saying goodbye first.
I'm saying.
No.
So I get up there.
We're saying goodbye on this board first.
No, I don't want to say. You never say goodbye.
John?
Okay. Somebody go.
I don't know. I just don't even feel normal right now. I don't even know
You're
what it's
not
like.
normal, that's why I'm
Dude, I don't
checking on
even
you.
feel like myself right now. Like I just don't even feel like normal. I don't know. I just
You
want
aren't.
I just want to be like alone. I
I
don't
get
want
it.
like be in my face. I don't want to like.
Not with the flashlight. No flashlight.
During an EVP session, Tim began to feel a burning sensation on his back. He pulled his shirt up, and we were shocked to see a large scratch mark in the shape of the letter Z etched on his back.
In honesty, I knew it was done for John when he started smiling and staring at the camera. He won't be behaving like that at his age out of the blue, especially if you went under some experience for the sake of investigating. There is a saying that says, if he was able to do it, so could I. In the next video, we have a young girl named Lucy, and don't get too excited. You won't get to see her face. In the video, late at night, she began hearing someone knocking at her door, her bedroom door. She obviously couldn't stand up for herself and open the door. I mean, how could a stranger or a burglar do such a thing? They would usually creep into the house, do something weird or steal something, and then walk out like nothing happened. So that isn't a behavior of an intruder, it must be a ghost. and Lucy couldn't resist the urge to go for the door and open it, but she found no one, and then she freaked out and slammed the door behind her. Though the first time she caught the paranormal on camera was earlier, when she was sleeping and began hearing a voice calling her out. It was a female voice, despite her being alone that night. Her brother watched the videos. He freaked out, but he was also jealous. He thought to himself, if she did it, I could do it too. So he hired an actor. He began experiencing a similar activity to hers, where the door of his bedroom was being knocked on. At this rate, I could see the door having some bruises due to how heavy and repetitive these bangs were, and how the activity transferred to her brother's bedroom so smoothly makes me wonder, are these ghosts really that interactive, that they respond right away? It's almost as if they are following the girl on her account and seeing what she posts to take their action. At least they are engaging, unlike those who reach this point in the video and still haven't subscribed or watched the next video on screen.